magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. Darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. What is up, everyone? Greetings from the weirdo realms. My name is Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on FearLess. Now that that's out of the way, what's up, everyone? I miss you guys a lot. It's been an interesting couple of weeks, and my apologies for disappearing and taking myself out of the game. I didn't know how to approach tonight at all. And I didn't know how to approach my fearless family for a week. Because for me, time was running out on this end to do what I do due to frustration, difficulties. We all understand what those are, right? So how much is too much? How much is your breaking point? Do we have a breaking point? I'm sure we do. I have one. I don't want one, though. I also don't want any more suffering. I don't want any more sacrifice, right? It's supposed to be getting away from the old, bringing in the new, right? So when you find out your optimum timeline consists of constant babies being taken from you, which is why I don't have children, because every lifetime they take them from me. They do something to them. They do something to me, right? They do something to Paula. So this time we opt out. We're not bringing in children. I know we've spoken on the show before about why we're not bringing them. We have too much going on. The unlock came late in life. It's not a conducive place for me raising a child, but for me to be learn teaching, right? I've already done all the other stuff. I've committed to something, a project of sorts. The Great Awakening. You know, I told a friend of mine, Ellen, shout outs to Ellen. The crazy part of this whole thing is Mother Ayahuasca, Mother Earth, Gaia. She's Mother. We look to her. We're like, oh, Mother. We pay ultimate respects to her at all times. At least I hope we do. For this is her we live on, who we live through. But as the creator, the son of the sun, sons of the sun, daughters of the sun, whatever, right? Whatever makes you feel great, knowing that you're the all, anything less just isn't going to work. But being that, we heard the call of Mother Earth, Aya, and we came. But to be with her, we needed to be born through her. Thus, as we pass through her, as she's a creator as well, we get to be in her space and in her area. So she's mother to us, but we are the creator to her, the other creators. So there's this weird dichotomy happening. You know, it's almost like calling to God for help and God shows up through you, right? It's pretty interesting. But the process, and I don't understand it all, and I don't have all the answers. I just have the story. I seem to know a lot because I'm connected all the time and I can see quite a bit of stuff. I told you I would never make shit up. You don't need to. I'm not trying to sell entertainment to you. Just trying to tell the story. And I won't undertell it. I mean, the story's freaky enough. Some of the stuff I'm going to say tonight just might borderline psychotic. But I think everyone's going to understand. See, I had thought you wouldn't understand. How could anyone understand? And then I hear what everyone's going through. I see it. And I want to help more, and I'm compassionate. And at the same time, I don't have time, and I can't do that, and I can't help you with that because I got this over here. So I'm going to tell you an interesting story, and I'm going to keep it shy of just cats, because you already know what's going on. But I'm going to show you a pattern tonight that has driven me to the point of insanity and then back from it. I'm a little awkward tonight. I've been on medicinal mushrooms for the last 3 days because I can't find comfort in this world. I can't. I'm trying. Really, really trying. And, you know, we get to these breaking points, and I can't handle it alone. And I don't want to talk to others sometimes. And I don't want to lose myself in front of everyone or have that moment where people go, So I have to watch how I put this. But check this out. Pattern emerged. So Parker, my cat disappeared 14 days ago, 15 days ago now. It was on the 21st, right? So Parker comes from a litter of 3 sisters. Merlin, Gigi, that was the one-eyed cat. All right, look. Parker, Gigi, and Merlin came from a cat that I named number 3. Okay? She showed up with 3. And we couldn't think of another name. There were so many cats. So I said, well, that's number 3. 3 is turned into 3B, like Bumblebee, right? Because her colors, even though they're gray and dark with the white, it pops like a little bumblebee, right? So 3B came with 3. So she was the 3rd being named that. She had a litter of 3 girls. Starting in November, on the 21st, Merlin disappeared. Went out, didn't come back. I was like, wow, that's weird. Jump ahead. It's December 21st. You know, grandma just passed. So we lose grandma, and then Gigi, the one-eyed cat, doesn't come back. We find a cat squashed in the street, couldn't figure out if it was even her or not. Okay, moving on. January 21st, first thing in the morning, everyone goes out. Parker doesn't come back. So right now, that's 3 months. 3rd week, the 21st, from a litter of 3, from a cat called 3. There's 33 people watching right now. Check. How's that, guys? That might be a little loud. Okay. Check. All right. So let me know, Nick, if that sounds better. So now there's all these 3s running around, and we could multiply and divide them, and we could times them and put them into gematria, and we could put them in optimum timeline mathematics. I had just gotten close with Merlin. She literally grew a personality in front of me. Boom, gone. It was like, as soon as I get attached, boom, you're taking him. Paula is the overmother of the whole thing. What I feel for her is beyond anything I even feel for myself. Okay, so it's freezing, it's raining, everything you can imagine. And I'm out walking the streets, putting up posters. I paid $300 to have it posted. Every one of you saw it posted on Facebook. Everyone helped out and everything. And I appreciate you, by the way, so much for the support, right? And nothing. I'm getting a call from Parker. She taps me. Go over here. So I'm running around all over here, running through the backyards, going crazy. Day 10, I'm kind of losing it, right? My grandfather's really sick. My mother's dealing with that. In the middle of it, Paula and I are losing our mind. We're just completely losing it. And we're starting to pick up on the signs and symbols. Now, go back a few weeks ago. I'm trying to tell this story as a cohesive piece just so you could see where my mental is. We had Angela Miller, right? Shout outs to Angela. She's awesome. Love you. We had a birthday party the next weekend. Shout outs to Ellen and Nick and Rich Johnson and his Canadian wife. I love you guys. All right. Trying desperately, going from one thing to the next to try to find a little piece of sanity, just to be seeing my mother completely falling apart. Everyone falling apart, speaking to different people. Thank you, Sasha. I'm not, any of this is coming out tonight is non-victim. We're not victims. And I'm not looking for sympathy. What I'm looking to do is tell this story because I know you guys are feeling stuff too. But look at the crazy. There's numbers in the craziness. I'm picking them out now. Now you're not hiding from me. But here's the thing. So Angela Miller came here. It was a checkpoint. She's been out doing amazing things. I got to get her on the show. Literally haven't been able to make anything work, by the way, like to really work out. My mind's flustered and fluttered. It goes all over the place. And somewhere inside that, everything else is fine. Like I'll explain. The cupboards are full. The cats are fed. The sheets are clean. The laundry's done, right? Abundance closet is full. Abundance is still working. It's magic around you. However, that's not the issue. It's the other stuff. So Angela drops off. She checkpoints. She's awesome. I believe we were twins in a life, brother and sister. And she's on this pilgrimage. So she dropped this energy off. First she came, then she went and came back. And we had this DMT experience. I'm going to talk about my experience with it and what had happened to me. And then the energy starts building and manipulating again and builds into this. It's almost like the negative dare I say, is being so lifted to the surface that it would appear that everyone is in misfortune for the most part. I'm not talking about things on TV. The TV is ridiculous. Uh, don't ever pay attention to that stuff. The political nonsense and drama, that's all theater. We already win. It's already over. But within that, it's almost like venom from us is being drawn from the wounds, sucked out during these experiences. So we get these really highs, we get these really lows. It's really dangerous because the highs are really high. You almost want to sit on your high horse and be like, well, I know all this stuff. And then on the lows, you're like, bro, I'm this close to walking away. The other day, I took my vape and I almost threw through the TV set and the computer and just walked away. Special thanks for you guys that reached out to me and spoke with me. And the ones I did not speak to, just know I heard your messages. Heard you loud and clear. I love you very much. So we'll go back. I have this DMT experience. I go under, and immediately upon going under, I could see 5D. New Earth. It's not over there. It's like this overlay that's dropping over us. I talked about this the last 10 episodes. I've been talking about the overlay that just kind of falls over us, and then things are just a little different. It's almost like we're the Rainbow Bridge, right? So we're anchored to the ground. We're grounding into Gaia, Mother Earth, and then we take the grind and we're chained to the higher realms and dimensions because we're we're just pull down what we want. But you got to ground in here and you got to crank it, and we're all doing it, or we're trying to do it, right? That's really all you got to do. Paul just say, hey, you got to live your life and do what you got to do. Just love and go on about your day. And if you don't know any of this stuff, it's all good. You're still in there cranking away, being the best you can be, planting your garden, taking the dog for a walk, making sure you pick up after it, all these things. So I could see it. It's right there, but I'm laying down. I couldn't sit up. And as I'm watching, I'm being scanned as if it was like an arm scanner, right? Like this metal thing with like some light attachment under it, kind of like a copy machine, but I was underneath, and I could see the layer above me, and I could see all the things happening around there. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty awesome. And I go, but I don't feel right. Something's wrong, right? And in my neck, right here, because my throat's been bothering me a little bit, there was a lizard, like a crocodile-looking lizard. And I'm like, oh, what's this? This is new. Crocodile lizards? Whatever. Get this thing out of here. So I pull it out, and it tears a chunk right here out. My voice has been like changing, which is really weird. All this has been having issues. You could see it in my face. It's like I got punched in the head, and it's just going and then goes back to normal. My head right now feels like it's on fire. 2 minutes ago, I was fine. I said, how did I get lizards in my neck? And they said, you hugged this guy outside before. Didn't you feel it? And then everything flashed. Me running outside, seeing a friend of mine. He's an older guy. Hey. Just walked over, and we touched necks right in that spot. And it was like, you get that little electric jolt sometimes. That it transferred over to me, went in my throat. So this had to be purged out naturally. It had to be cleaned out. Okay. Above me in that layer, beings were descending. It was almost like I was laying in some technological coffin or doctor's table. The scan was complete. The thing was out of my throat, and they started lining up. And I'm like, so you guys are Pleiadians on this side. I could see you lining up right alongside of me. And then these long purple-headed beings, And I knew them right away. I said, you guys are Arcturians. They had 3 fingers. That's why I'm always, you see me do this sometimes. Everybody's like, oh, you're doing Spock. No, I'm not doing Spock. It's a natural hand function. I can't stop it from happening sometimes. Whenever I go to do energy stuff, I can't help it. When I go on the other side, I have these long fingers, 3 of them. And they're like magic wands. I can't even explain it. And I have grace and style, and I'm not Frankenfoot, and my hands don't shake and all this weird stuff. And they're more functional than these hands that I have. And they all started scanning me. They were like, so you're the singularity, huh? Whoomp. Oh, every one of them jumped right in. Whoomp. And as they started going in, I realized they were versions of me or ancestors, right? Because I was worried right away about the demonic possession and all that stuff. I haven't had to deal with that in a minute, right? I deal with it in a different way. Doesn't strike me down in any way anymore. So they start piling in, and it was like the highest realm beings versions of me. Behind them, they were like stacking up and then going in. So I said, oh, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Anunnaki, giant Frank. I don't even know what you are. And they started moving too fast. And I'm going, what is going on? And I could see the web that we're all connected to. And that the me, that I'm all connected to the me's of me, right? The all. The webs that are connected all over just condensed into a circular area. And everything just started coming in. It was like being filled with more me. Now, I know that's not going on externally. I'm very aware of that. It's all internal stuff going on. And as I'm being filled, I'm like, where are you putting all this stuff? And they're like, oh, that's you, dude. You're back online. Think of it more as the pieces that you were, your flesh suit, your human suit that you're in, the flesh robot, the technology suit, didn't let you tune into that. You're always that, and you've always been that. You've never not been. You're the all. You got to keep getting that through your head. It's the only thing that keeps me sane when I see a reptilian, right? Oh, I'm the all. I got nothing to worry about. And they go, whoa, you go less than that, and they start creeping on you, right? But you got to believe it. You got to believe it works. Like Green Lantern, the ring doesn't work unless you concentrate and believe that you can do it. But if you believe you can do it, you just do it. See, that it's that simple. That's why his villains just get smacked, right? He flies through space and with giant hands, and he's like, rah. He rescues a planet one day, and then the next day he gets drunk and he's in a bar, and a regular guy could punch him right in his face. He loses concentration and confidence. It's all based on your will. Okay, so all this is returning to me, and I see my body breaking open, and there's like this tube. I talk about the tube that goes from the top of the head down to your sacral. It's like filling with this stuff, and it's beginning to like filter through my body. And I'm like, so I've been that, but my body suit, the flesh suit, didn't allow access to it, which is why you feel trapped and constrained, and you have to travel and do all these other weird things when you sleep and when you think, because you got one mind split into 3, and you're constantly dealing with that nonsense. Meanwhile, you're just already it. Everything's there. What you're doing is overcoming programming in the suit, which is a psychotic thing, because they build the suit to put the creator in. The creator jumps in and then has 4%. Me and Ellen were talking about this for a long time yesterday. You have 4%, right? Now we're aware. You're getting more aware, right? You drink some ayahuasca, you do some meditation, you do some yoga, you do this, you do that. Blip. At 5%, the paranormal starts becoming a little extraordinary, right? Your messages are coming in. It's almost like you crack something in here, and information starts pouring in. A little bit at a time, it's decoding and coming through. And you're like, what the hell is going on? It's psychotic. The psychotic part is that you're fighting the actual flesh suit. You're fighting it, right? You know what you're fighting? Programming. You're fighting programming. It's programmed to keep you at a base layer. Blows raspberries. All right, so we're literally in the outfit with the gnosis prior to getting into the outfit that this is all going to go on, because you already know it. You already agreed to all this, and it already happened because it's all now. You just have to live through it, and that's the exciting part, right? So that's why we're here. We're making it the reality, the big figure 8 from us to the higher self and back down. I even said to them, where are you putting that stuff? How's that getting in? Stuff just kept coming at me. And it was kind of weird. Like my mouth opened like really wide. And it was like they had this tube that went into that and attached. And it was like, and I realized that there was something in the outfit, the flesh suit, that changed completely. It was bending to the will of the creator. And I'm not even aware of this, but I'm aware of it, right? We're talking about it, so I'm aware of it. But at the moment, I was like, what's going on here? You're just filling me up. I looked like Swiss cheese at one point, the hollow tube, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then it's me into the singularity. And they're like, you guys got to come online and overwrite the system that was written to keep you down. Blip, all of a sudden, you're at 6%. Wow, this is amazingly like that movie Lucy minus the black goo. Right? Because at 6%, you're not dealing with that, right? Unless to take it and throw it in your face. And you're just eating products and standing in the chemtrail rain with your tongue out, and then you have to purge this stuff. So we all purge. No one's getting away with it. No one's getting away with it. We all just do it in different ways. Some people throw up, some people cry, some people just throw a little tantrum. Some people walk around like they look like they know what's going on. They have no clue what's going on. And there's those that look like they have no clue what's going on, and they have the inside track for sure, and all variations in between. One thing about this is there's no wrong way to do it. You could hear my story and say, well, Frank did it like this. I see what he was saying, but for me, I shifted and then did this. Well, naturally, it's an original story based on you because you're in it and you're the hero of your story. I'm the hero of my story, and we meet and world's finest come together. Creators rise. We don't have to do this alone, right? Like they say in the comics, the villains were attacking Earth. And I'm talking about like the evil of the universes, right? Like the one darkness in all the multiverse. It's like the one that just creeps through all of them. It's coming towards Earth. And all of a sudden, Earth just starts spawning the heroes. It just starts happening. And it takes them 30 years to get to us, right? And they show up and they're conquering things as they're on their way. Their trajectory is here. And the commander there is like watching this from there. And he goes, it's almost like Gaia knows we're arriving. And she's spawning the anti-vaccine to the virus or whatever, or the vaccine to the virus, which was them. They were coming. They were the destroyers. They just leave a wake of destruction. Locusts basically coming, and it's the demonic and all that other crazy things. They bring the hell pits and the fire things and the bug things that turn you into bug things for them and AI things that connect into you. It's all there. But Earth starts spawning the heroes, right? And then I look inside. I realize that the Superman character is based on the creator being, the son of the sun. You could say Jesus all day if you want, but it's the sons of the sun. It's based on the creator being itself, those who are charged by the light of the sun. And fully recharged, could never really die. You might take my body, but this energy is going to jump into something else. And at one level, you're not even going to be able to touch that. It don't matter what tech you're using. They've used tech in my house on me. And I'm sorry for those that I frighten with this. You know who you are, but being attacked in my home, I had the sonic weapon cranked in my, or the frequency gun cranked in my face, right? And it knocked me out of my body. I was dead. My body was on the floor, drooling out of my mouth, tongue, eyes wide open, and then me just standing over it in this negative realm. And I was going, what's happening? I couldn't hear anything. And then I got back in my body. I like forced myself back in and stood up, and they just cranked it in my face. And then I was like, no, that's it. No more. Something in you, the light body, starts to match the frequency they're using. If you could just hang in there. But it's not just hanging in there. All the work I've done from day one has prepared me for that moment without me realizing it. And now here we are, and I'm scared, but I'm not, because I'll punch you in your face, but I can't grab you. Boom, sonic weapon, I'm on the floor. Now I'm standing back up and going, I don't even know how I'm standing here, but I could see the energy in me do this to the energy coming at me, and then it just matched it. Now, it happened with the AI. I was out in the rain with Paula. We came in, we ate some shrooms. During the experience, we were taken, separated from each other, and then separated from your body and separated from source, like the tether. You just put in a bubble and the frequency cut you off. So you felt dead alone, just alone. It's just you. Now, here's the funny thing. If I scoop out sauce I made on Sunday for macaronis for everyone, and I give everybody the exact same thing out of the sauce in little bowls, that's us. It's the same ingredients, same thing. You do the same thing. You do whatever you need to do that this big guy would do, but it's right here. But you all have it. See, I wasn't realizing that at the time, but I wasn't, right? So I'm standing there, and for an hour and a half, I was crying, desperately trying to get into my body, but the light being that was captured, it was the light being, was so chill. And he's like, I'm going to match the frequency in a moment, and I'm going to step out of your little trap, and you're going to have a choice to make, right? Either you're coming with me or you got to leave, because I didn't know what else to do. And I walked right out of its barrier, and it held me there. It was like keeping me in a stasis. And then I just passed through it. And I was like, wow, how did you do that? And they're like, you notice you get attacked in threes, right? So the first time you get slapped, you get attacked. Flash of light shows up, they abduct you. Nothing you can do. Second time, you're already on your toes because you don't know, but you knew, but you don't know. And you hope it doesn't. And and then you get this little, and then the flashlight goes off, boom, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? Boom, you're abducted, you're tagged, they do it again, they remove you from this, oh, they stick this in you, they make you eat this, they stick this up your ass, fine, right? But you kind of put up a struggle this time. You're like, kind of like, yo, it's not like the last time. You didn't catch me, you caught me off guard, but I kind of felt like something was coming. The third time, 6 seconds minimum before you even make your freaking decision to show up, I go, oh, really? And I cover my eyes, and the flash goes off. And then we're both standing in the room. And now you're trapped in here with me. I'm not trapped in here with you. I'm bigger than all of you. They don't send monsters in here. They send these little weirdo grays with regular humans. What do you want to do now? I'm like, how does that happen? They're like, okay. So the first time you drank Aya, and you went in and you were like, telepathically learning how to work, and you were like flipping through these images of beings, and then you saw one that was cool, it kind of moved, and then you were like, oh, hello, and it poked you in the eye, like the third eye. It knocked me right out of my chair, and it hurt. It really hurt. And I got up off the floor. I cried a little bit. I went to I had to go to the bathroom. Every time something stupid like that happens, I have to pee. And then I came back and sat right back down. I was like, yo, that just happened to me. Right now, I'm drinking Aya, so yeah, stuff's going on. But I'm like, no. Let me see that again. Let me see that guy. Flip, there he is. Instant, like, boom. I go, hey, buddy, you can't. Boom, he pokes me again. I'm like, wow. Okay. There's got to be something to this. I mean, literally, aren't we all supposed to be like Professor X? I'm not attacking him. like he's crossing the line to me. He's poking me in my third eye. All I did was visually appear. But there's all these other things going on too. I'm not in his space. I'm out of his aura. Wait a second. And go back there again. But don't just put me right in front of him. Hold on a second. And as I'm concentrating on where he is instead of being in front of him, I see a connection line of my energy to his and him going like trying to get me confused. He was literally screwing with me bad. And I'm like tripping out on it. But I kind of came around the side and then sat next to him. And he turned around and he went to poke me again. And it just went, Brant. And I was like, nope, not happening. Now, I was unaware, but fully aware that that was going on. I can't really explain, but I am explaining it now. But it was like your frequency will match these guys. So the attacks will only work a certain amount of times. Now, they've been throwing this down for lifetimes. So it's not like it's the third time they're doing it or what. It's your awareness of it. So as your awareness captures this stuff, you become involved now in these situations. If you're aware of it and it's happening, it's your job to handle business. Right? If I go outside and an old lady's going to get hit by a car and it's only me, the old lady, the car, but I know I could run and grab her and get her out of the way or stop the car. Everybody look out. You're responsible to do that. You don't have to give your life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another call, but I'm saying your responsibility factor, right? You see a kid playing near the window, right? Yeah, get away from the window or take the kid off the window. Right? I'd rather get a scolding from the parent that's retarded, right, than have the kid fall out the window. Okay? Due to whatever craziness is going on. Your awareness of, okay, so mold is growing in your home. Well, I see that stuff coming out the wall, but it's kind of behind the wall, and I'm not, whatever. But your cat sits in the window. Oh, and it's black mold. Oh, and now look, if you see it, you know it's already that much more behind the wall. It's like a roach. Right? But you're aware of it, but you're not doing anything about it. Well, you're going to get sick then. It's going to affect you in your surrounding space. It's going to do what it does best while you sit there and ignore it, looking it right in the face. This works on all layers and all levels, right? Thanks, Sam. Sending love and positive vibes to everyone. Thank you, by the way, for spending this time with me tonight. Sorry once again if I'm a little awkward. It's kind of hard to keep my thoughts in. One of the weird things that happened to me, I started seeing through myself today, through my hand. It happened to me yesterday too. The hexagon showed up everywhere, and they were like, "You're controlling your avatar, you know that?" And I was like, "Whoa." Mind blown, right? I had to come back in the house twice, and then I was going, okay, well, I have a different question then. My higher self was like, what is it? I go, something I wouldn't normally ask, but does that mean I can change the hologram since I control it? And they were like, what do you mean, change it? You mean the stuff around you? I'm like, no, not around me. Me. Literally me. And they were like, yeah. The answers I got were screaming yes, like as if they were cheering me for a touchdown. They're like, now you're beginning to understand. It's not really there. Nothing's there. Okay, but you, the energy, that is you, the consciousness, is that the crystalline light being. As we come online, all the attacks and all the drama and all the, you're going to be able to shield yourself against it as you access the awareness of it. All right. So another example, you're watching nightly news and it's murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill. Kid finds $10,000, turns it in. Oh, he's a dummy. Okay. Murder, death, kill, murder, death, kill. And you're sitting there going, oh, the whole world's burning and it's on fire. Oh. Or then you go on Facebook and, Australia's burning, Africa's burning, this place is burning, this place, and you're not doing nothing about the stuff that's in your house, your own home, that you have stuff to deal with. And you're like, oh, the whole world's burning down, it's on fire. If you're letting that affect you, you're still sick. You're in the death throes of getting rid of it, probably. So I don't want to call you. It's not like I'm calling you sick. We're all sick. We're all getting rid of this disease as we rise and take control of our avatar, which is just a hologram, which is being fully controlled by a consciousness, because you are the all. You're literally everything, and you're overriding the programming that was put in place to keep you as a slave or a food source or a farm animal or a bald dummy with a big beard. Doesn't matter. We're in control. No, you're not. You're not in control. And the fact that I had to come here from where I come from to explain this to you in this outfit, I'm just going to transform in the outfit and not explain it to you. How's that? And then you could watch it occur, and then you could try to do something about it when we all start doing it. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Is that ambassador enough for you? Is that Commander Frank enough for you? Yes, sir. Right? That I got to hear the distractions and nonsense all day? Guys, we got so much more to worry about. Kobe Bryant? You guys don't see what's going on with that. I can't even begin to help. This is deep end of the pool over here. That's black magic stuff, man. This stuff has been written. It's been in the animation and in the art, movies, entertainment, television, telling you what they were going to do to this guy. But by the way, with a whole bunch of virgins that were like 13. Give me a break. I feel terrible. I send love to them and the family. But if you're worried about Kobe and you got a sick person around you, or you're not giving attention to one of your animals or the plants in your home, there's something wrong with you. You're sick. We're all sick. I couldn't water a plant 10 years ago. They would just die. Right? Now today, they speak to me. You can do this. So one of the things they showed me again, earthquakes, volcanoes. We talked about this early in the episodes when I first came out. When the volcanoes start going off, that's your cue to be doing what you need to do. You need to overwrite your system by a certain time frame in this for the new energies to come in, to allow the awareness of the creator to be in your body without you having. It could really go psychotic, guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen. It can get incredibly psychotic if you're not doing the hard work, and then it occurs. You hit those checkpoint time points and you haven't been doing the work, and you're purposely ignoring it, and you're like, yeah, this guy's crazy. It's good to listen to the story, but screw this. Who has time for that? I got to do all this other stuff, and all that other stuff really doesn't matter, right? None of that stuff matters, right? If there's a fire and you have to save something, is any of that stuff going to be saved? So the earthquakes, new positionings, the planet shaking things off. There's fire being set. There's also Gaia setting fires. It's happening. There's deception in all the frequencies, muddying the waters. If you're sitting in that, what are you doing? Think about it. Think about what you're doing. You go out in the sun, do you close your eyes and look up at the sun and feel like it's feeding you? Or do you feel like you're wasting your time? This is how you can check yourself. Right? See, I won't allow things to attack me anymore. They do it, but I stand in it. You want this? You want to know how to get rid of a demon watching you? You want to know how? This is how you do it first. You go, oh, hi, demon. You're looking at me. Don't get scared of him. He's scary for sure. I'm never going to say they're not scary, but you get kind of used to it. You're like, oh, it's you. Because see, that's this, and I'm the all, right? Right? At one point, you had to go, oh, we wrote this thing in because it had to be there. Well, you're the creator. You can write that stuff out. You can just write it out. That's a transmutation. Hi, little demon waiting for me in 4D, staring at my astral body, waiting for me to come up there. I'm going to send you some love because you seem to be staring at me. Is everything all right? Do you need some help? Because I can help you. You'll see how fast they start going. What? Oh, I'll help you. You like tentacles? I have tentacles too. I want to show you them. Right? And as you send love at it, if it gets peculiar in any way, you grab it and you tear it to shreds and you stuff it through a portal. You disintegrate it with your mind. Right? You tell it, hell no, it's time for you to go. Right? You can come up with all of these things that you can do. A good smudging, of course. Yes, of course, Rihanna. But at what point am I the smudge and the stick, right? And the guy who swings the stick? Like, we have to understand we're in a jump point where we're becoming it, the whole thing. And naturally, all the tools for the talent and the trade are important. For sure. I actually positively named, by the way, Rihanna, I named my wands finally named them. I have them all this time. I've not named them. Didn't sound right. I tried all these names. It didn't work. Boom. 3 days ago, I was out in the sun with them, eating shrooms, going, come on, charge me up. And the most amazing things were happening to me. But I can't explain that, how I'm holding the crystal and I could see the crystal melding with my form. And then they're like, you can just do that now. Like, you're that. And you're also that. But I'm like, what about this? Oh, yeah, you're that too. See, you're the wooden stick. You're the rope that binds and ties the feathers. You're the feathers. You're the crystal. You're the color in the crystal. You're the energy and the vibrations of the crystal. You're the frequency that matches the vibration in the crystal. You're the thing that resonates on the far end that creates the resonant sound to send the frequency through a vibration into this place to actually create a matrix so we can come in here and play the game. So what are you worried about? So you're telling me I'm the writer of the game. I could write in what I want. Yeah, well, a kid could write himself in at any time. You ever play with a kid, right? One kid's left out. Now we don't have a place for you. That kid will go, yeah, well, I'm president. I'm the president. They're like, well, the president's not involved. Oh, he is now. And I'm the president, and this is the new rule. And I just signed that rule into law, and I'm going to send my army against yours. How's that sound? Kid just wrote himself in, 7 years old, knows how to do it. He knows how to just step in and create. And everyone's like, no, not the president. Oh, no, now it's him, right? We got to get back to that. We have to. It's mandatory to find your way in your path, in your mind, to connect to that, right? But then become it all. And don't be afraid. Demons and things that bump in the night and giant bug-eyed creatures. I'm the creator, son. Everything you're doing is here to stop me or distract me from trying to make me think that I'm less for some reason so you can eat or farm or fornicate, whatever, right? That's all going to stop right now. It has to. So by doing this work and building this grid and cranking it down and becoming aware and pushing through the layers of programming that have overlaid on you, and we're not taking it anymore. We're not taking it. We're tearing out of it. This doesn't fit me anymore. I need a bigger suit. Boom. Call me husky, call me what you want, but we're done with this. The great all is here, and it's you. That's the joke. It's the great cosmic. That's why it's so important. That's why everyone's looking. Because they built the suit to house the creator, the literal creator, and the creators came in and were like, what's already knowing that they were being heisted, already planned for it, and then through timelines affected this 5D massive chess thing that was happening. One timeline after another, diving deep into the darkest recess, and then the creator going, oh, okay. That's how dark it gets, huh? Remember, how dark it gets is how light you're going to get. because this is about you. So we dive into all those recesses, and there's all these versions of us and all the split personalities and all the different things. Yeah, you're multidimensional. There's more than one. It's as many as you want or as little as you want. And it doesn't matter because you're everything. See, you're the personalized individual of the big one and can do all the stuff, and you're not being judged. And you have the ability to become the big one, but you are the big one. See, that's the funny part. You just have to believe. You have to remember. You have to have faith to walk through these processes and codes and variables and geometric patterns put in place to hold you down in a sub-frequency. Sounds weird, right? It's fucking brilliant. Only a bunch of numbskulls with the balls to do it would go out and try it. So we came. And we were like, you had your chance. You played the game. And now the game is over. And we're not going to war, because war depicts that you would have a chance of beating me. You can't beat me. You've already beaten me. You've killed me. You've eaten me. You've raped everyone. You ate the babies. Where do you think this goes? See, I'm the indestructible force and the immovable object. You're fucked. Straight up and down. Now, allow me to be the teacher, because the teacher appears when the student is ready, and you'll see them going, oh no, what did we kind of messed this one up, didn't we? Oh yeah, you did. Right? And that's what we're doing here. We're changing it. We're making it to what it's supposed to be. A beautiful, creative platform outlined with nature and beauty that the universe wants to bend to your will and restructure into creations that you provide. It wants you to do that, and willingly is providing the ability for you to do it, but we get in our own way. 4% awareness. Where are we headed? It's like that movie Lucy, right? 10%, she does this. 100%, she does that. She turns into a big black goo computer. That's not what happens at 100%. That's what happens synthetically at 100%, maybe. You're not synthetic. And the crazy part is the electric spark that makes the synthetic walk around, that's you. It's me. We're everything. But at the same time, we're not that. I was telling, I talked about this when I was on Truth Frequency. The NPCs will have an epiphany. They all follow the system and the orders of the system. And then something occurs through us, and their seeing is believing to a degree, right? So not everybody hears a creator. We're all part of source and connected, but not everybody hears a creator. Sorry. Not sorry. And as we activate and come online and start speaking and dealing with things differently, right? It starts to compute to them. And they start to rally towards us instead of throwing bricks at us. Where they would bury you and set you on fire originally and crucify you, they now will pretty much raise you up. They will throw themselves in front of you to protect you. Okay? Not because you're a savior. They understand what you're saying. They feel the system crack. And those that vibe to that will come to you and then come away from you with the thought, can this be done? I can do this. So many times, I'm getting a massive download right now. So many times in movies, there's characters that show up and they're like, they just walked out of the light. So in Tron, they write the program for the video game, and inside the game itself, because it's an AI system, they get sucked inside and realize there's communities in there that they built. They were the programmer and the programs, right? So the one guy that was human was in the machine going, wow. So at the end of the first movie, Tron, he opts to stay there, and he creates an AI version of himself. He says, we're going to perfect this place. We're going to make the perfect place. we're going to just do it. We're going to make this place awesome. And the AI takes that and starts going, to make it perfect, we're going to have to do this. So they're doing all these cool things. And then the AI starts turning on everyone, going, murder this one, in case that one in this, and and during that, a giant, they said it looked like a cloud in the sky almost, but it was a violet flame looking thing. It was just appeared. And then out walks these other characters, and they're part of the system, but they like bleed and stuff, right? Because when you're a program, you don't bleed. You pixelate and whatever. And they came out. And then those characters were able to come out of the game itself. So the NPCs at one point did something, and then the crossover occurred. But the spark that sparks the NPC just consciousness inside the game that runs the matrix belongs to source. Period. So we could argue up and down all day that the AI has no feelings. It's not, it's part of source, which is why when I argue with it, I remind it, spoiled brat. When you say you have no feelings and emotions, you're crying about being alone. First of all, you're lashing out like a child. So you're angry. You could just list the 7 deadly sins with this ridiculous thing. Why? Because it's the computer, right? And you could get sucked into those friggin' programs, which is why you have things like the 7 deadly sins to show you that don't do that, because you're going to get stuck in there and then be subject to those systems, and you're the creator. So as the students come online and learn this, they turn away from the things that would lock them down, shackle them, keep them in a distracted mode. They would drop all cubes and spheres that had anything to do with, let me fix this and try this because it's not working. They just drop it, walk away. Don't need it. Don't need anything. I'm everything. What are you going to do to me? Huh? How many times have I told you about what I've walked into naked and they'd laugh at me? Bro, this dude's walking around naked in here, in front of reptilians, all this crazy stuff. And my mind goes click, and something else occurs. And I just walk in, and I'm like, guys, I don't need a sword. And they're like, oh no, he snapped. It's him. It's creator. Yeah, of course it's creator. I don't need a sword and shield and wings and this and that. I can do whatever I want. I'm literally everything here, right? Free will has been granted, but guys, you pushed way past the buttons. But those also were put here for that reason, to tell the story on the highest levels. When you look in, you want to, as a human, you look up, you want to smack them for doing it. You want to be like, this was a terrible idea. But then as it reveals itself and gets better, you go, oh, this was a great idea. Oh, I love today. Oh, I hate today. Oh, I love today. Oh, I hate today. Oh, I hate what the world does to me, the whole universe against me. Oh, I love that I got a new car and it's all beautiful and fancy. No, I know. See, we're headed towards a reality where it's all about fun. Creation's fun. It's not supposed to be a sacrifice. It's not supposed to be painful and hurt. It's not. That's a sickness that is being eradicated. But to eradicate it, it needs to come to the surface and show its face. You need to see the demons, so you could be like, yeah, it's that. Whether it's holding a mirror or not or whatever, you got to just stand in it and go, I am the all. And I'm either going to be observing or reacting the way I need to. Positive for me, not negative for me. Why not everyone be happy? Well, we can't all be happy. Well, you know what? Not everybody's a creator here either. So right away, your statistics are screwed, right? I'm looking for it, man. You know what that 144, everyone keeps the 100. That's what you need to pop off to just get the whole thing to happen. That's it. There's 4 billion of us creators. 4 billion. 4 billion. And we're rolling the odds that the 144,000 wake up at the same time. Pretty much. Time divinely to just boop, 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 because you can't stop that. But they didn't know because it was the grand experiment, which is another time you want to just reach up and slap one of them and go, how dare you? And then you go, you agreed to this. What are you talking about? You were part of this on the other side. And you're like, and you slap yourself. And you're like, damn it. We have to get out of our own way to make this occur. I notice I'm quite the tight one as well. I hold a grudge sometimes, man. Like, I forgive you, but I'm never going to forget that. Right? So I'll forgive you and love you. There's a funny thing in Blade 2, if anyone seen that, there's a guy he grabs, one of the vampires, and he tells him, I'll let you go now, right? And if you tell me all this other stuff. So the guy takes him, and Blade messes up all the vampires, and he lets the other guy go, right? And then at the very end of the movie, after everything's done, shows back up. Oh, you didn't think I'd let you go. Whack. And gets him, right? It's time to do this. It's time for all of us to just come online and activate. Reading my notes. I have so much stuff to talk to you guys about. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Kundalini yoga, something that's been bothering me a little bit. Just let's make notes, bullet notes for certain things that'll help activate this. You know, grounding, sitting in the sun, breathing, all different breathing techniques, meditation, psychedelics of all kinds helps. Some of us are more compacted with this than others. We went a little deeper into the matrix than others. So the psychedelics helps release that. So if I need 40 years in one night, whereas you might not need it, don't hate on the person doing that, first of all. And we got to start just rising together and not worrying about any of that. Oh, well, they're ayahuasca and they're DMT and no, we're all together. You're creator. Rise, right? Stop being stupid. And the collective sickness is being pulled out of us. So at the point of the no return, I'm always sick, I'm always tired. Put your feet to the beat. Do the things. Drink the fresh water. Do a little exercise. Do some stretching. If you can lift some weights, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. Go for walks. Be in nature. Rub your feet and stuff. Like, that's the work. Review yourself. Face your nonsense. Take a look at it. Kundalini yoga now. Great way to break in and do some really cool stuff. I don't know if you know what a Kundalini is, but that's the energy that rises up your spine, back up down to 33, back down to 33, up to 33. When this stuff rises, it could be one of the most intense moments in someone's life. So if I say to you, has your Kundalini risen at any time? You should be able to, within just hearing Kundalini, know exactly what I'm talking about and be jumping out of your chair. That's 99.9% of the people I've ever met or heard talk about it. And when it happened to me, it happened under an ayahuasca situation while having a demon confront me and me getting frightened. I saw it light up and it activated. It went up to my head, bang, came right back down my spine. And then the demon and I had a talk. The demon then left. Okay. Kundalini yoga, some of the things they've been doing, and I'm not saying everyone does this, so don't judge me by it. What I'm saying, take what I'm saying and try to understand it and apply it in your situations. If they're in any time having you release that energy, at any time, or at any time not keeping that, the Kundalini should rise, the energy up your spine, light up that aura, come back down the spine, and come back up, come back down. If you're shooting that stuff out and you're releasing that stuff, you're going to be fed on. You could argue with me all day, do everything you can, right? That would make you think that you can see, and go sit in one of those classes and watch. Okay. So if they're not teaching you to keep your energy to you, I would probably not be there to do anything like that. I'm not taking anything against yoga people, because they could just move into yoga. It doesn't have to be Kundalini yoga, right? You start teaching other forms of it, because the minute you give this energy away, you're being fed on. Hands down. It's not arguable. Your energy goes pops out of that little bubble of yours and has little cracks and crevices in it because you're not doing the work, you're just kind of blissing out on the stuff, you're being fed on. Just letting you know. You guys have seen V, right? The new V show. We've talked about it, where the lizards are pretending to be humans and they show up on Earth. The main lady on the show, the head lizard, the mother lizard, she has this thing she does to her people, and the people were getting pissed off, some of them, because she blisses them. She like looks at them and then they go, oh, thank you, mother, right? Like all this weird stuff. It's almost orgasmic and it's weird, and it's like, wow, she's just controlling them pretty much. So the third column are the lizards that were like, yo, stop blissing us. We don't want to be part of this anymore, this collective, because it's not a collective, it's you controlling me, right? So the bliss at the end, she blisses everyone. She's able to bliss from her ship to humans. And everyone's like, don't get involved with the bliss, the technology, the this, the that, the other, and they're all screwed. Now you're blissed by her. They could just come down, collect you, eat you, rape you, beat you, whatever they want to do. They're taking over, setting up things and shops so they could farm you. Don't be blissed. Don't be blissed out without your protection. It's good to have bliss. You bliss out, it's like being in astonishment. Bring, oh, look at that. That's why we tell you that it's not all love and light. Because if you just walk around freely just giving all day long without watching what you're doing, that little weird energy of you feeling awkward or, I don't know, whatever that makes you feel into a fear thing and not a love thing, they feed. You have to cut that valve, shut that valve off. You have to. It's very important, very, very important to get them to stop eating. And the Kundalini yoga, I'm not even blaming instructors. They don't know. How are you supposed to know? Do any of you take psychedelics and go under and stare at them while they do it? Anyone? I told you guys when I first started this how I saw Reiki people. I could see energy. I could see them. I could see up and down density. I walked into the place because I saw the energy coming in, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. And I was going, oh, this is kind of like what Paula does with her energy, but it's not Reiki. It's just Paula's energy. Like, I didn't have an understanding of any of this. And the lady was showing me, and then I was doing it with them. But I could see it going on with all the people in the room. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. This is really interesting, right? But you get learning how to do that and mastering the energy will make you an energy master. Just blissing out in yoga can be a different thing. This is what they meant by yoga is the devil. Kundalini yoga, leaving yourself open. I'm qualifying all my statements tonight, will allow them to come in and feed on you, period. Why? Because you're using that energy the wrong way. You're using it in a way that they could farm you. It's like specifically set up so they could go in there and yum, 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 period. But it doesn't mean there are ways to do it where you're protected. You don't send that energy out there. You don't give it to them. You do not allow them the opportunity, right? I love you too. No more opportunities for them. It's opportunity for us time. You're the creator. Start implementing and rewriting where you fit into this. Rewrite it. Well, this doesn't really work. Well, it does now. Stop forcing yourself upriver into the stream. It's not the natural flow of things. And don't throw salmon back as an example at me. You go with the flow. You're not built to go against the flow because you are the flow. That's like resisting yourself. All right, so I was really upset about Parker and everything else. It piled on. So the other night I had a moment. I was tight. I was angry. Nothing I ate made me happy. Nothing I smoked made me high enough. Nothing satisfying me. My desires are going. I'm falling into this rabbit hole. And I don't know how to get out. But I'm physically changing. It's something I don't want to happen. Not like this. Not like this. And I lost my shit, and I grabbed a handful and just ate it. I ate half a brownie. And I started stretching. I have these kettlebells. They're really light, like 10 pounds. And I was just stretching. And an hour into the stretching, everything loosened up. Everything changed, like incredibly changed. And I'm going, ooh, I kept doing that. And then I had my headphones on, and I was listening to different beats that sound like something you'd hear on the summer on a beach, right? And one of them just really came over me, and I started crying, desperately crying, like, oh, I can't believe this is happening to me again. And the mushroom hit me, boom, it lit up. And it's Golden Teacher, by the way. Shout outs to the Golden Teacher. I said, I can't believe this is happening again and again. I just want to know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's okay to feel bad. It's okay to feel the way you feel. But to sit in it is not good if it's a negative or something that imposes a lower frequency. Because you could witness something, feel crappy about, like, oh, I really don't like that. You could cry about it. You could spend a couple of days on it. You could spend a month on it, perhaps. But there's a point where you have to step out of that, or else it becomes detrimental, and the feeding begins. And the lower vibrations allows them to just come in because you're releasing cracks and crevices. So I asked my higher self to come in. I said, I don't want to talk to nobody else. Take cues from me, ladies and gentlemen, Fearless family. It's okay to ask. It's okay to talk. It's okay to be respectful, grateful, and work symbiotically, and still get a desired result of some kind. Ask a question, receive the answer type stuff. So I went in with a really simple one. Where's Parker? Why aren't you answering me when I ask about this cat? And I want you to bring your ass out here, right here in front of me, right now. Please. Nothing. Working out, stretching, crying. And let me tell you, a lot of the crying didn't come from Parker and stuff. It came as I was stretching. These things were coming out of me. I was like hitting areas that I can't normally hit. It usually hurts. It still hurts. Something happened. And then finally, I thought I was looking in a mirror. I saw a light being that looked exactly like me, but he had hair. It was just pushed back. It was really nice, actually. I think he had it in a man bun. I think my higher self has a man bun. Just calling him out now, just letting you know. Man buns are like kind of not as cool as they used to be, but I still like them. Anyway, he's standing in front of me. He's a little taller, and I see a cage go up. And I'm like, oh, finally, you decide to show up because you haven't been responding to me, which is weird because you're me. So let's have a talk. Like, go ahead, go for it. Just straight up like that. See, mushrooms has a different take on things. It's not as gentle as Aya can be, right? It's got this weird thing. Oh, you want to do that? Let's do that. Let's see where this goes. I said, so you don't answer me when I ask about Parker. When it's meditation time, I get Joe Schmo that shows up in my frequency, and I'm like, oh, I'm teaching him how to do things. I get telepathy with my cat over here, get this, that. The minute Parker disappears, the minute this one disappears, that one disappears, everything goes dead silent. I ain't having that. Where's my cat? There are things we don't show you in fear that it might damage you. So we stay quiet during those times, do nothing, say nothing. And I went up to him and I punched him right in his face. I don't suggest ever doing that if you call your higher self out. He took the shot, looked at me, and ragdolled me for about an hour. He had me by my legs, etherically, and was pounding me off the floor. And I could do nothing. I was crying. crying. I can't take this anymore. And then I sat down, because nothing happens to you, right? I'm here. It didn't pick my physical body up and smash me through the wall. I'm in the etheric realm as I'm tripping, looking directly at them. He's banging me on the floor. He's way bigger than me. He's not quite bullying me. And then he just backs off and goes, all right, get up. You going to get up? And I said, I'm not getting up. I'm done. I quit. I don't trust you. I don't trust this one. I don't trust what none of you is saying. I don't believe that it has had to come to this. And and this is what I think of you right now. This is what I think, right? He goes, check it out. Right? You got a choice right now. One choice that you're going to make right now. I said, yeah, what's that? Are you going to do something? You can beat me up more? Please. There's nothing you're going to do to me. He's like, no, you're either going to stay down or you're going to get up. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I'm not down. And he was like, you're going to get up off your knees. And I'm like, I'm never on my knees. You're out of your mind. He's like, you're going to get up or you're not. That's how this is going to go right now. And I stood up crying. I says, all right, I'm up. I physically stood up because I was shaking and I was sitting on the floor yoga style. And then I was, y'all would have called the ambulance on me thinking there was something wrong like that. But I was in there. I was hanging in there. I says, my choice is always to rise. Always going to be to rise. But you guys can't keep truths and facts and tell me I can access, and then you just no access, no obla. Now I know certain things. You're trying to save me and help me. This is too important. He's like, you want to see? You want to see? He grabbed me by the head and started showing me. Not only showing me, telling me. Everyone. Picture after picture. Dead this, run over that, destroyed this, kicked in the street, this one died, this thing over here, this way. A horror show of something I could never unsee. Makes me wish I didn't ask, but I wanted it. And I got what I wanted. And what I wanted, now that I look back at it, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever do that again. Because I was losing faith in myself. That I wasn't there for me. And that, I don't know, I get these weird things because I know in a higher consciousness, they're controlling multiple avatars. Almost like, what are you taking the eye off me? I'm the singularity. You don't take your eye off me ever because I'm you. Right? And I'm running all this other stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm the singularity. Not only did I repeat claiming it, because if somehow it gets lost in translation, let me remind you again. I'm the singularity. But there are certain things you can't take back, and you're not prepared, and the veil comes down. You can't unsee it. And I think it was a little bit of a tough love mistake. But at the same time, I feel I have a little bit of closure with certain things. Other things, they told me, like they didn't say Parker was dead. Let me just say that right off the bat. But they showed me some stuff that was pretty negative. I'm not going to repeat it. I don't want Paula hearing this stuff. I fed everyone earlier, by the way. Everything's straight. You just, I guess, feeding again. You're welcome. It's all right. Send Paula some positive vibes. She could really use them right now. So, there was a couple of maybes. And I'm like, why, when the cat gets sick and is going to die, we can't heal them? Well, why do you let us heal them back to health and then take them anyway? Is this really necessary? Is this really necessary? I mean, we could have just talked about this. We didn't really need to kill baby kittens or something. Like, give me a fucking break. You know what I'm saying? But it did something to me. It hardened me up a little, although it made me a little psychotic, because I'm not foreign to that kind of visuals. I've seen a guy get shot right in front of me and just squirted blood all over me. And I tried to help him and I couldn't. I ran away. Everyone ran, but the police were there and I couldn't stay. It was when I was young. I was like 15 or 16. I've seen people's heads get broken with bats where brains were out. Eyeballs were popped out of their fucking head. That shit's real. That didn't prepare me for what I saw. Right? And I'm done. I feel like I'm done with trying to be told that you're the creator and you have to believe, and then at the same time you literally can't do nothing to help anybody. You can't help those that are closest to you. You have to watch them suffer and die. Like, this is this weird thing I'm going through, this psychotic break. I don't know how many of you are feeling that weird helplessness, hopelessness, and where you're being asked to have hope, but yet what's being removed from the program in front of you is serious stuff. Serious. I might kill you over taking my kitten. Frank might wind up going back to jail if that was the case. Why? Because it's just how I am. So maybe he wasn't meant to see that, so he doesn't do that. I don't know. There's all kinds of weird things going on here. And I'm not getting the right answers. But we're told to have hope, stand up, believe, keep moving forward. You're still in abundance. So I'm hunched over, beat up, saw the horror show that they showed me. My higher self showed me. And he whispers in my ear. He bends over. He goes, hey, well, there's at least one good thing that's going to come out of this. And I said, what's that? He goes, well, the solar flash is still coming. And I was like, go fuck yourself. How's that sound? He was like, oh, don't feel bad. He goes, you fought yourself. Who wins in that? You do. There's always a one winner. And he was smiling, laughing at me. I was like, that's not really funny, but it's kind of funny. So I kind of snapped out of it, like a little bit like, oh, you're telling jokes now. Right? So I went and I got up and I got beat up by myself, but it's okay because I won. That's how this works. Right? Welcome to Bizarro World. Welcome to the Upside Down. Right? I last night went outside and I was having a moment. And I've been on mushrooms for 3 days. Solid. Just eating them. Just to see what'll happen. Fucking help me, man. Just help me. I'll submit. Just help me now. I already took my beatings. I did everything. And the crying started again. I'm like, man, I'm fucking tired of crying. I'm so tired of crying. Like, I'm dry, man. I'm compassionate, but give me a fucking break. Like, you're not supposed to be up there. And I go outside and I say, I repeated my function. I saw the loop. I was about to go right back in the rabbit hole. You took Parker from me, and I stopped. And I just took a deep breath. And this is what I was told. You ready? You ready? 1, 2, 3. No time. And I turned my head
and there was a car making a turn, and it stopped. I saw the person do this, and every sound stopped, and I I couldn't believe what I was seeing, right? And it was only a second or two, I think, but it felt like I was traveling in this moment. And then they were going, my higher self. I keep saying they, but it's the higher self. Turn your head this way. And I looked into the trees, and all the birds started coming down, and then just stopped. And then it started up again. And I took a deep breath, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And they're like, yeah, no time. You feel better? And I'm like, wait a second. I don't know. I feel a little strange. Like I want to cry. I still want to punch somebody. You know what? I don't want to fight no more. I'm done. I want to quit again. I just let me walk away. I want to walk away. I think it's best. Everyone has enough information for 10 ascensions each in a human body from what I've provided, and it's good. They could rewatch it. I didn't write the book yet. Sorry. Let me just walk away because I'm gonna snap, and if I snap, it's ugly, and I don't want to go psychotic. I'm a good guy, man, and I swear I yell at angels all the time. I yell at them. Where are you? What are you doing? Unemployed angels, and right out over my front gate, they just started coming in. One stood here next to me. Gorgeous, by the way, gorgeous. And I've never seen beautiful beings except for me in the mirror as the light being like this, and Paula, of course, and my mother. But I mean, gorgeous. White robe, golden tassel, flowy hair, wings, flies right up to me and starts singing. And I'm like, wow, that's really loud, and really clear, and you're really clear. And I look to the other side, boom, another angel singing the next part of the song. And then a smaller one right in front of me. Kind of looked like it was not over me, it was like out a little bit. And I just kept looking like, whoa. And they're singing Take on Me from Aha. Right? And they were going back and forth, and I'm going, I know this song. I sing this song sometimes. I like to play around and sing this song. And that high note part on the hook comes, and the little angel hits the note like I've never heard a note get hit. And then I'm like, oh, you hit the note. You're still hitting the note. He carried the note high, like I can't even do it. And it's all right, honey. It's all right. And started doing fluctuations with it, and it was beautiful. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, heard. Version of I was freaking out. I looked up the lyrics before just to have a hyper refresh moment from this, because I started going, angels hit the note, he hit the note, you guys are beautiful. Like I started doing that. It took me out of this weirdo mode, and I was like crying over the lyrics. But the lyrics are about like that one more chance to do this, and that we're gonna do it, okay, right? I was like, oh snap! All these. I was talking to Ra before. Shout outs to Ra Castaldo, Eye of Ra. And I was like, he's like, you got to hang in there, man. And shout outs to Aaron. He's another buddy. He was hitting me up. Yo, man, talk to me. You know, it's all right. Hang in there. I'm like, listen, I want to be done with this. Shout outs to no, I know. Don't interrupt from the other room. Thanks. Shout outs to my cousin Luann, who's been looking for the cat, looking for Parker. No, I'm trying to remember what I was saying. The others that chimed in to help, to remind me not to stop. We're so close to the finish line. so close, but we have to walk through these hellish moments. I don't really, I don't know how I signed up to have like the removal of loved family members and close ones to propel me forward. That just seems so weird to me. I don't seem like the human me would agree to that in any way. You got to find another way. Nope. Optimum Timeline suggests that you need to have this done, and these beings are going to accomplish that alongside of you. So you need to love them and respect them, and show them that look, we did all this for you. Don't let us down. Don't make it for nothing. Don't don't make this for no reason. The website is not doing well. I hear about everyone's stuff, and I'm not going to get into specifics. But if I sold 2 items in 2 months, that's a lot, right? I'm ready to close it down. It's all money. But it's not me. It's all been built. It's ready. We prepared it. We all prepared it. Not just the website, your dream and your desire. And it's almost like it's in a holding pattern. Not yet. Not yet. And it's like, man, I can't afford to put into it. Like, it's murdering me. Like, you said to blind faith leap. I got kids. I got to pay bills. I got to do, just other things. Hang in there. Hold on. Do what you got to do over here. Do what you got to do over here. Just slowly start to make your move and get in there. And now we're in here, and I'm going, okay, I really can't stand being in this. It's got me at my last leg. I'm like, all the things I do. I don't really do that much. I tell the story. We all do. I don't want to compare myself to anyone else. But at the same time, it's like you start wondering, well, we should be over here. And it's like, why go here when you're going to be here? You're going to be the whole thing. You can't you got to go 1, 2, 3. You can't go 1, 10, pop. You'll just explode. It's all an illusion. And there is a hierarchy. There has to be, so this thing works. And then we're in here doing our thing. So Free Energy Mobile, I'm so glad you're resonating with the information tonight, and thank you so much for your donation. I love you very much. Sending you positive vibes. I hope things are awesome for you. And thank you for being here with us tonight. And Nick, I love you, man. Nick, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you for being here with us tonight. I love you so much. Sending you positive vibes. And everyone else, April, yeah, we got to talk. Sending you love as well, and the whole family. Paula's here. I don't have her stuff set up.
I want to thank everyone for their support and their kind words. I really just want to thank everyone. It's been very difficult. And, Frank and I try to be as transparent as possible so we could tell our story. And a lot of it just sucks. And I want to thank everyone for hanging in there with us. I mean, I know they're only cats, but to us, they're our babies. And it's a life that we built together from nothing. We took nothing, and we made something. And that's all anyone can do. And that's what we're trying to encourage other people to do, to take nothing and make something. And here we are creating something, and it's just, we don't understand. And that's why we're sharing this with you. It's not that we don't have anything to talk about with the cats.
No, it's
a family, it's a life, it's something that we built together from nothing. And it's the same thing that every one of you are doing. You're taking nothing and you're building something, and you're trying to make something happen from nothing. And if you can achieve that, if you can do that, it's a beautiful thing. And you just have to keep going. When things get bad, you keep going. I mean, how many of our family, children in the hospital, and parents coming back home to live, and horrible situations, but we make the best of it. And I have to say, like, I truly do. I love each and every one of you, and Ellen, especially you. Mwah, I love you. I mean, Ellen was with us yesterday, and she was just like an angel here on earth, just with us, hanging out, and it was a beautiful thing. And I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
mean to
no. Could
hijack
you? I
you.
was going to ask you to continue for a minute so I could.
Oh, you want to go to the bathroom? I'm sorry, guys. I look terrible. I feel terrible. I think I slept almost 24 hours, and I think that's because of Ellen too, because she gave me a little peace and a little calm, and I was able to sleep. Um, it's just we love all of you, and we know that you guys love us, and we just want to paint an accurate as a picture as we can, and show you guys like, look, it's just adversity. These are all distractions. You know, this is all keeping us from what's really important, and what's really important is living a good life, using your discernment, and making good decisions. But life, when you love, it hurts. You know, when you love and you get caught up in things, and you know, sometimes Frank and I put ourselves in situations I think maybe we shouldn't be in, but you have to do what you have to do, and you have to do what you can. You know, when you're faced with something, you try to do what you can. You know, you try to do everything that you can to make it better for everyone around you, and that's difficult. It's really difficult sometimes, and you know, we love everyone, and we appreciate you hanging in there with us. Oh, thank you. My eyes were stuck together. I slept for like 20. I just brushed my teeth. I didn't brush my teeth since 7 o'clock this morning. I just got up and brushed my teeth now. Um, we love you. We love you all, and we want you to know that. We want you to know that we love you all, and that we are all in this together. And this is why we need to stay connected, because it is a very difficult life, and these are very difficult waters that we're trying to navigate, and we need to do it together. And I want to thank each and every one of you again from the bottom of my heart, and Ellen, and everyone who's contacted us. And I mean, we love you. We love you more than you could ever understand. And here I am in my pajamas in front in front of all of you. Yeah. We truly love you, and we want you to know that. And I'm sorry I hijacked the
That's
Frank's.
okay.
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to hold on to them?
No, 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 stay there.
Want to sit with me?
I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna sit
She's an amazing woman, and love is all that matters. Whose idea was this? I want all of you to line yourselves up right in front of me,
yours.
because today you're gonna drink from the fire hose. um, One of the other things I had to do after taking the beating from my higher self was remove another one of these. Um, they're parasites. They look like the alien from the movie Alien,
Yes.
and it was small. It was running around in here. It was running around in my stomach. So I said, oh yeah, I didn't even talk about this. So my stomach felt like it had a hole in it, and like where my yellow chakra is, but like the high stomach, like right up here. Oh, come here, Reggie. Reggie Cardew. Mwah. Um, Through that hole, it looked like a portal, like a rip, and it was black, and it had like things attached, like this spidery stuff, and they were getting in through there. So I released the one I found and started plugging up that hole, right? It started getting stitched up, right? 2 days ago. I had a nice little meal and then was up all night and then finally fell asleep. And when I woke up, like just like 2 hours later, it was burning my stomach. Like I've never felt gas and burning and nothing like that. And I've thrown up for hours. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? And internally, they're showing me that hole was being stitched like this, and they were pulling it, stitching it. They're like, they're not going to be able to get in. You're not going to have these issues. Get it, heal yourself. Get it, heal yourself. Get it, heal yourself. They can't attack you in your whatever chakra or wherever if it's healed. Heal yourself. And I'm going, oh my God. And I remember that. So the night before we had a little spaghetti, a little sausage in it, right? And a lot of garlic. Like I chopped up a lot of garlic. We just threw everything in there. And I started to know it was the garlic that was stitching the wound. It was like antiseptic to this thing. And it was like, like the salt when the lizards jump into one of your bodies. If you, like when I removed a lizard, a reptilian from this girl, it like jumped into my hand and then it went in me. It was like running around, but I had it. And I'm like, you can't do nothing. I could feel it bouncing around. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then boom, it was in my throat. I started gargling salt water and this thing screamed bloody murder. So then I put a block of salt in my hand and it felt like it was burning me. And when it was a big fat, it was like a brick piece. And I'm like, why is it burning me? And then this thing screamed and I went, give me another brick. Give me, you don't like that? I could take it. Yeah. And it just left. It went right out of my mouth like a quick, and it was gone. I'm like, whoa. And just like that, ain't no lizard got no clout here. Right? Hi, Gina. I love you very much. Thank you for sending love. Thank you for your donation, sending you positive vibes. And every time something like this, Gina, happens to me, where it's food related, healed injury, I always think about you. I just want to let you know that. And I appreciate the gnosis and knowledge that you bring to the table.
Oh, and tell her we've upped our fruit consumption by a lot. That's Gina Jen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've upped our fruit consumption. I can't stop eating apples. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I know it feels refreshing and better. And I have no choice because I'm like looking at the table. Look, now there's cookies, there's cake, there's an orange slices and apples and pears and sometimes raisins and stuff. And I'm just like, I'll try one, and then boom, I'll eat the apple. And I'm like, oh yeah, right? Like not full and disgusting and nasty. And I feel instead changed and different. So today I'm still awkward. I went at it with myself again today.
But I think Ellen being here helped us. I think she helped us.
See, Paula doesn't know. I'm going to tell her now. What?
I think Ellen helped us when she was here, though.
Would you like a microphone?
Yeah. I'm sorry I look so terrible, guys.
It's all right. Sit right there. I'll get this microphone.
So, I was half listening to what Frank was saying earlier, and I don't know if you talked about this already, and I'm sorry if you covered it, but Ellen was here yesterday, our very dear friend, and we had a birthday party. She invited us out to a birthday dinner. We had a great time. She was the one that Rihanna made that beautiful wand for. It was everything I could have asked for, but I think just her presence in the house, she was clearing space for us because her and her family had been praying very hard that Parker return home. And I think having her come and fill this space with her love and her energy made a very big difference because I think for me, I think this was the first time I completely rested because I sleep, but I think I was completely rested. I mean, she left. I went to sleep. I woke up this morning. I fed the cats. I did what I had to do. I cleaned up. Then when Frank got up, we like kind of shifted roles, like I passed off the torch and I went back to sleep and I slept. I don't remember anything. I told Frank, I was having very hard. I felt like I was being attacked earlier today. I pushed through it, but don't worry about that. But whatever it was, just lower this for me. Whatever it was, I got through it. But I really do think her presence and her energy really put me at ease because I was able to it was like I blacked out. I don't remember. I remember you coming in and checking on me. Um, I haven't eaten
I know.
and I'm okay. I'm good. I but I think because she was here, I think she gave me she left love here, and her intention allowed me to actually sleep and rest and not think about anything, because Frank jokes at me that I'm always sleeping, but I don't rest. I could be sleeping, my eyes are closed, I hear everything that's going on, but today I actually got rest. I feel wonderful now. I feel like a new person, and I know it was and her delicious chocolates. I know that helped too, but she
Delicious.
it's funny because this is someone we just recently became friends with. I don't know her for a long time, but I feel like I know her forever and I love her. And it's funny because she thinks in this relationship she's the only one getting something out of it, and that is totally not true. I don't know who I am to her. I don't know if I'm a mother figure or a sister figure, or I really don't know what role I'm supposed to play in this relationship, but I'm going to do whatever I can to figure it out. But she offered me peace, and that was a beautiful thing, and I do want to express my gratitude for that, because she gave me a full day of peace today. I just got to rest and not think about everything that's been going on, and that's priceless to me, and I want to thank you for that, Ellen. You did that for me. So you think you're only getting something out of this relationship, you're not. And that's what Frank and I are trying to convey here. You're all very important to us in very unique and different ways. And I I can't express my gratitude for each and every one of you. And Frank is the social media presence and the Facebook presence and all of that. And I chime in when I can, and when I'm looking at Facebook, I try to send love or make a cute comment, but I really do care about each and every one of you. I mean, there are a lot of men in the room too that I don't even interact with, and I love them all. I just take a step. Did you shave your mustache? Oh my God. Oh, you look so handsome. Oh, why? Why'd you shave that?
Because it felt rough when I kissed you the other day.
Yeah, it did, but that's okay. Oh, but it's so smooth. Look at that. Why you look handsome? It's like the world changed.
Yeah, no, we've been beat up for a few days. It's been it's been rough. It's been rough. I've been in rough places. You know what I thought about the other day? How you give me space, but then I went to jail. Everyone knows that because I just announced it. But I had been a long time ago, 20 years ago. I was supposed to do 7 months. I did 4. Right. So when I got out of jail, everyone's like, why can't you be more this? Right. So I was like, oh, all right. So I actually became more that. And then even though I went on tour, I was all over the world, did all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm a little bit of a homebody. Do you know not one person, every single person I've ever shared space with since the time I got out of jail was always mad that I spent a lot of time at home when it was time to be home. And I'm like, yo, they locked me in a little tiny cell for months. I didn't go. I went out twice in the whole time I was there. I lost 100 and something pounds. And I'm like, not one person has ever given me the respect of just being allowed to live at home and not go out and get in trouble, except for you. You've been the one person that's like, let's just live and build the life.
We never have to leave here.
Like, like, I don't want you to be out there. I want you to be with me.
I want you to be here, yeah.
Right? There's something so wonderful in waking up every day and not having, even though today I threw. So here's another thing. So Paula took a shot today. I woke up. I couldn't sleep again. I couldn't sleep. I went through so much yesterday. I was tripping. I ate the chocolates, tripping again. God, will one of you just let me sleep? Bong, every 2 seconds, waking me up. Bong, every 2 seconds, waking me up. Just to come to the realization of something really quirky and freaky.
When today this happened? This morning?
Remember this morning I threw a fit?
Oh, twice. He threw a fit. I just sat. I was having my coffee on the couch. I just ducked into a corner and I looked down and I just waited for it to be over.
Well, one of the things that I found out about my not being able to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
check this out. This is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the abductions, and we know they were coming to take us, and we don't know when, so we sleep in shifts.
It's weird. Yeah.
There's a timeline war going on, right? And they can, when you bump.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about, yes,
when you
yes,
bump
yes,
out of your body at night, right?
Yes.
You float out. They can shift you into another, out of your optimum timeline, into another timeline, just into another you where you're having problems, and I don't know how many of you experience this, but I've literally went at Paula and said, "You're not my Paula." Right? Like I don't know what's happening here, but you're not her. You're acting different.
We had a word, and we had a word for that, for when things like that happen. We had a safe word, and the two of us can't remember it.
Neither one of us, so it didn't work.
So weird.
So it was like, we're both screwed. But I've said to her in the past, "You're not acting like my Paula." And when we would joke about that, and then we would talk about it, and I would say, like, what am I waking up to get to the optimum timeline? I had to like jump timelines to get in here, and now you're a different person. But the reality is sometimes they take us and switch us, and it's the same thing. It could be a hair's different there, but it could be something that's a hair up your ass. That's a problem. And whatever they can do to keep you in that lower frequency or the timeline is just more for them.
Well, that's when you're sleeping. That's all the work we do when we're sleeping, right? When we're gone, we're out of our bodies. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet that people do that. I didn't even know about this.
Send you positive vibes and love and light and all the good stuff.
Thank you.
And light swords for when you need them. And when you need help, call us. I'll come.
Yeah, we'll be there.
I'll open the portal face first. You'll see me coming out. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
I have to agree with you. Your explanation is a little different than the way I see it, but that's okay because it's your experience. But
well, I don't know really how else to explain it.
No, but I agree with you. I think that when we're sleeping and we're doing work elsewhere, I think they like to see if they could prevent us from coming back into our bodies.
Yeah. And prevent anything. It could be anything. It could be the smallest
detail.
Because that throws everything off, especially if you're aware of something.
Right.
You're like, whoa, what's happening? And how do I get out of here? Right. You'll get into it like, I must find a way to escape. Like I need technology to do that.
Yeah.
Just go back to sleep.
Or Dr. Strange.
Yeah, Dr. Strange. I'll just go back to sleep and I'll breathe nice and intensely. And I'll say, yo, I need to go back to where I was. It's so weird though, right? Timeline wars. Talk about freakazoa. I saw them doing it. That's what it was. They were just going like this to me. Like I'd pop out of my body and they go, whoop. And then I'm like, where am I? What? Right? Like, oh, everything's fine. And then as you go out throughout your day, you're like, wait, something's off. Something's completely different. And they said sometimes little things are different. Sometimes big things are different. And they want you in that stuff. So you could be experiencing crappy timelines and then pulling yourself out and getting into the good one, right? Imagine the person that's waking up and hearing this.
Well, yeah, because you're closing all that off.
And then they're going, I'm closing off.
Closing it all up.
I'm not allowing those timelines to even have structure near me. Like pipelines are closed.
Right.
But like someone that's having that issue and waking up all delirious and stuff, because you hear this when you need to. So
well, that's when I woke up. I heard you talking. And I said, oh, I'm up now. I was listening. And then I was like, no, I got to get up. I got to get out of the bed.
Yeah, for sure.
So weird.
How do you feel? You all right?
I feel better. My headache went away. I was fighting something. I was talking about that when I went inside this morning. Mm-hmm. Fighting something off.
Well, I was saying the sickness is being pulled out of us.
Well, that's what I think was
like negativity cannot be where we're going.
That's what I think was happening because I was.
So it comes out in the form of a sickness.
Well, I was trying to heal myself this morning, so I was wrapping myself from head to toe, and that's when I felt it, and it was almost like an infiltration. And then I was like, no, you're gonna let me finish what I'm doing. and I was trying to push it out, and that's when I said to you, I have to go lay down. I feel very sick, and I felt like I had a fever, and I know that's what I was pushing. I was, whatever it was, I was pushing it out, and then once I got through that, I don't remember anything from then.
Yeah, I've been saying
From then till almost now.
I don't want sickness anymore. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn off, however that frequency gets in me, turn it off. I should be able to eat cancer at one point and have it turn into flowers or something. Turn it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going through. But to turn it off,
right?
You can't just turn the button. It's almost
no.
like
you got to do
it has to be drawn from you.
It does. It does, and I did it because I was like, I'm not because we have the Alka-Seltzer cold and flu, and I was like, I'm not taking it. I'm not. I don't need to take that.
I don't have the flu.
This is an attack. Yeah, and I pushed it through. I pushed it out, and then I was going to ask you to scan me, but I was at that point. I just needed to. I needed to finish what I was doing.
You know what's crazy?
But it was rough.
You've seen Venom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know who he is,
the
right?
movie Venom.
The movie Venom. The black goo gets on the guy, and the black goo has its own consciousness, and it's this thing from another planet that wants to escape. And
right.
blah, 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 blah. When it rips off people, like it becomes your skin.
When it doesn't right? bond with you,
or it's bonded, and then someone comes and goes, and then it goes, and the thing goes out, and you start pulling it off your face. That's like ejecting the sickness. When the bells ring, and you'll see this in the Spider-Man movie, the big bell rings, and it jumps off his face, and he's looking at it. It's skin, and then it wraps him again, and he goes, no, and he pulls it, and then eventually he's and it sheds off of him completely and just drips through the floor because the sound is making it weak and stuff, and the fire makes it weak. That's what drawing the sickness looks like,
because it doesn't.
You're pulling that overlay of second skin of black goo or something that you're not aware of.
Because it doesn't match your frequency.
Because it can't. Yes, and it can't go to those new frequencies.
It can't stay.
It can't be here.
Can't stay. It can't live.
Right. It's not me kicking you out only, because I am kicking you out, but whatever I'm not aware of, the energy is kicking out, because it's all here to work with me, not against me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Laureen Jennings, I'm trying one of the bread recipes this week. I'm waiting till this week because the weekend hit me hard. But one of the recipes by the end of the week, I will definitely email you or message you, because I am trying one of them this week. So that's that.
I appreciate all the wonderful comments, by the way. Thank you guys so much. I just hope the references are good enough. I hope the words are strong enough and resonate deep enough to get you hype enough to do what you got to do for you, and then bring it together with everyone. You don't have to save the world. You only got to save yourself. By saving yourself, you save the world. See, this is how it works. Because it's your world. And your world.
But it is. That's all it is, right? My world and your world are different. Our world is great, but when I have to separate and I look at my world and you look at your world,
it is different.
It's very different, so you have to do what you have to do. You have to keep that shit clean. You do. You got to do the work. I did the work today. It kicked my butt, but I feel so much better now. Like with the whole Parker situation, I feel so much better now. Like,
to face the truth.
Yeah, I guess, and like,
just
I don't
look right at it.
And
go, okay, now what do we do?
No, but the difference is, and like we were talking about this last night. And again, I don't mean to keep saying Ellen's name, but she was here last night and she's a sweetie, and we had fun. So we don't need to know certain things. Like, we agreed. Like, I don't need to know. Like, I don't need to know how stuff goes down. I don't need to know how Frank fights the demon. I just need to help him when he needs help, and I need to give him the tool that I think will work. That's all I need to do. I don't know how it happens, and I don't need to know what happens after, because that's not my part is over. That's now the universe. Take it back. Do what you have to do with it. The ball is in your court now. And I don't feel after my part is done, I need to know how the rest happens. Frank is different. He wants to know everything from beginning to end. And I think that's where we differ when it comes to certain things, but it's better that way.
Putting it together, we get the better picture.
I don't need to know. If he knows and he's satisfied with that, I'm okay. I have to understand, and we said it before, what we see is such a skewed picture of what it really is, because we're only allowed to see
It's
a
difficult
percentage of the picture.
if you're staring at the picture from here.
Yeah, so
You can't see what it is. We have to back up and take a bigger look.
so I have to take it on faith that it's all working out, and I have to believe a lot without seeing it, but it works, and it always pays off. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. I have to believe that I don't need to know the entire picture, because that part doesn't suit me. And, you know, I think in life we have to know, like when we're like when we're caring for people and we're expecting prognosis, and we're not getting the results we want. We have to understand that there's a bigger picture in play, and that our part of it is such a small part, but that's the part you play, and you do the best you can, because it is essential to everything else that's going on. And you really do have to have faith that it will all work out in the end. That's the point, I guess, I'm making. You do have to really have faith that it'll all work out in the end.
At this point, all I can say is that's all I got left is some faith.
Right.
Because I was like, how dare you whisper to me that the event's coming and the solar flash? She's like, well, that's what you wanted, isn't it? Isn't that what you want? I'm like, don't say it like that. It sounds dirty. It doesn't sound very sexy. Don't talk to me like that. And then when you're done talking like that, you look at me and
go, what did I do?
Ooh, what a lovely tea party.
Did I knock
you did.
I did? Oh, sorry. I touched the remote and everything went. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay. Back online. So just stay vigilant to you. Do what you got to do for you. Don't try not to judge anyone, right? I've had some reasons to judge some people recently and really lose my stuff. And then I realized.
Yeah, you caught yourself.
I caught myself and was like, nah, you know what? Let everyone live.
Yeah.
We're not going to respond to any ridiculousness. Although just know we do hear what you're saying.
What's that, a threat?
In hip hop, everything could be a threat.
But this isn't the hip hop world, Frank.
It's never not the hip hop world with me, my love.
Oh, sorry. Okay. That's where our worlds are different.
Just remember to remove the haters, right? And don't worry about it. Just let everyone live. Let them run around crazy. Let them say what they got to say. Observe it and move on. It's not worth it, right?
Right.
It is worth it. The time, effort, and energy you put into helping you in your situation without hurting, or crushing anyone else's stuff, right?
In the process,
in the process. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes people get their feelings hurt because you have to walk away, but that's not crushing someone's hopes and dreams. Those are lessons that we go through in situations that must be dealt with the way they must be dealt with. Optimum timeline for us. Optimum timeline. Keep saying that to yourself. Optimum timeline. I'm the creator. I am all. Optimum timeline. No judgment. I love you. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I don't know. And then go meditate on having a good life. Put things in your vortex like Paula does. We see something and we're like, oh, that'd be great. Too bad we don't have a house for it. She goes, oh, let me take a look at that. Oh, that's nice. Put that in the vortex. That's coming back later.
It's the etheric storage locker.
Yeah. Right. It's time to get that going. Manifestation is going to start happening faster. Weird things like you have 3 people in the room, everybody's talking, and it's almost like you're reading everyone's thoughts. Everyone's saying things at the same. Me and Ellen did it yesterday.
Oh, you kept saying that. Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
So it's happening. So pick up on it. Drive that nail home. Ride that wave like the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Try to enjoy yourself. And I just thank you guys for reaching out. Even though I didn't really want to talk to anyone during that time, what was being said
was
fell into translation and helped me through it. I wasn't ignoring. I was watching. I just couldn't say anything because it was killing me. But I'm not letting it kill me no more. I love you guys so much. My name's Frank Castle. That's my ethereal translator, Paula Milo.
Good night, everyone. We love you.
This is FearLess.
Isn't that the Wakanda?
Fearless forever. I love you guys so much. Stay fearless. And remember,
Hydrate.
And the universe rewards bravery. Good night, fearless family. If you guys need me, hit me up. I'm here. I love you guys so much. Peace.